So when you guys go into a deal, what's your like ideal debt that you guys place on a deal? Because that's been that's the crux of all the problems today is because you got all the people that high leverage, and then on top of that, they did the variable debt, and that combination has been absolutely toxic in the last 18 months or so.
Yeah, our average loan to value on our portfolio, I think, is 42%. So up until about 20, let's see, when was that? Up until about 2020, we would typically go in with a 70 or 75% agency loan. Or actually, we even would buy all cash and then renovate and then just refinance into that. Once we got to 2021, we started going with more like 65% agency loan because we were getting a little concerned about where the market was headed. So we dialed back the leverage a little bit. And then we do have some bank loans that were also 65 or 70%. Everything we have is fixed, except for one property that was floating rate because there's some new construction that was part of it. And so that was the only option. But thankfully, we did buy a rate cap and we got a 3-year term instead of 2. So we actually have a good amount of time left on that. So yeah, that was just our fault. When we looked at properties that we bought over the last 10 years, one of the first questions we always ask is, what is the greatest potential risk to blow this thing up? And most cases, interest rates are either the top answer or one of the top answers. And so we always hedged against that by either fixing or some other structure that made it so that interest rates couldn't cause a serious problem for us. And for the first 9 years, turns out it would have been fine, but it's good until it's not. Right. And so now, and we question, man, because what happens is the people who are getting those floating rate short-term bridge loans, part of the reason they were doing that is because it made deals work because you had high leverage, low interest rates. And so it was very hard for us to be competitive. And we second guessed ourselves a lot, like, okay, are we doing something wrong here? How can this seems to be working for everybody else now? And having that fixed rate debt from a few years ago is turning out to be a really good asset. And we didn't do as many deals, but we're thankful that the deals we did do are still in good shape.